Ladies, if you are menopausal as fuck, you're on a GLP-1 fat loss journey, you're not losing any more weight, this is exactly why. So I'm going to show you what happens on GLP-1. I'm going to show you the menopause physiology and then what kind of happens with the perfect storm of both, especially when you hit that dreaded plateau. I'm feeling a little under the weather, a little bit brain foggy. All the kids just got sick. I'm going to urgent care later today. Hopefully I am not getting a virus and I just have a little cold or maybe some allergies because it was very windy yesterday here. But now it's raining, so whatever. Anywho, hope this doesn't happen for New Year's because I have plans that I want to have committed to. I want to do. Anywho, so GLP-1, right? The mistake you're making isn't the GLP-1. Right, we have a lot of clients on GLP-1s. Fine, microdosing, some macrodosing, whatever it is. Semaglutide, liraglutide, and 90% of you are on semaglutide. I went through the difference between liraglutide and semaglutide and pros and cons, mistakes, and all that stuff. It's another video. But what I'm covering right now is the plateau. So you go on GLP-1, see a ton of fat loss, right? And then you plateau. You titrate up the dose, doesn't work. Get frustrated, hands up in the air, screw it, I don't want to be on this anymore, I don't know what it's doing to my body long term. You gain all the weight back, and if you're lucky, you'll gain even more weight, if you're truly lucky. So this is actually what is happening, okay? You are in menopause, okay? That means that your estrogen and progesterone are tanking. As a result, your cortisol is over the place, and your thyroid is massively downregulated. So the estrogen and the thyroid downregulating, that's going to smash your metabolic rate. Okay, guess what else smashes your metabolic rate? A down rate. That was bad. Guess what else smashes your metabolic rate? Wow, I'm having some serious brain fog. Is you losing a ton of fucking weight. Every time you lose a bunch of weight, that metabolic slowdown is going to happen. This is a natural occurrence. That's not your mistake you're making. That is not the mistake you're making. Okay? The mistake you are making, and probably about 95% of women do this because they have no idea what the fuck it is when I talk about it, is not reverse dieting, not building up your metabolism. Build up your metabolism. Okay, so I should just exercise more? No. As long as you're getting an intentional step count every single day and you're strength training 3 to 4 times per week, you're good. You're good there. That's not the answer. Okay? The answer is actually eating more food. Don't go YOLO. You're going to get fat if you do that. But what you want to do is called a reverse diet. Now, you can look this up on Google or ChatGPT on what it is. But basically, it's a way to increase your food intake slowly over time to increase your metabolism without adding weight back on. Okay, so how you would do this is what we do with our clients. Weigh yourself every single day. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying weigh yourself every single day and use that as your progress. Weigh yourself every single day, get the average 1 week. Weigh yourself every single day the next week, get your average the next week. That's going to give you a clear picture on actually what is going on, how much fat you have lost. Based on that, if you have not gained more than 0.1 pounds of fat, you can increase your food by 50 to 100 calories. Okay? Rinse and repeat another week. As long as you have not gained 0.2 pounds, you can increase 50 to 100 calories. If you did gain more than 0.2 pounds that week, hold still. And if it happens for 3 to 4 weeks in a row, then you're done with your reverse diet. This is about a 12 to 16 week process, 8 to 16 week process. So basically 2 to 4 months. And you want to build that motherfucker up as high as humanly possible for that amount. You're eating 1,500 calories, where you ended your fat loss deficit. It would not be abnormal for you to be able to, as long as your adherence is good, to 2,500 calories and not be gaining any fat at that point. Good thing, okay? So that's what the reverse diet process looks like. And then from there, you can go into your next fat loss phase. So what I would do is reverse diet, and once that food gets very, very high, you actually can take a little break from the GLP-1s or titrate the dose down. And then when you go into your next cut, right, then you can go back on it to suppress the appetite and make things a little bit easier for yourself. So increase to 2,500. Probably once you cross like the 1,800, it's gonna be very hard to eat more food on that GLP-1. So I would start titrating that down a little bit, or kind of weaning off it, and then you can increase your sensitivity to that. Boom, hit it again, and you're ready for your next fat loss journey. Everyone makes the same mistake in just being like, oh, I'm just going to keep racing to the bottom. Like, okay, well, your metabolism down regulates naturally. So where are you going to go to 0 calories? Are you going to spend full days fasting? Like, It's not going to be sustainable whatsoever. So take the time to reverse diet. If you want this all mapped out for you, go on Instagram, DM me at Dylan A. Conrad. I'll send you that free reverse dieting matrix that has it all mapped out for you so you don't have to listen to my dumb voice anymore. Love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy New Year.